Hey there, I'm Traci Doutaz, also known as Doutaz Mania from the Lowcountry Highrollers roller derby team. And I am here about to do some snacking and yakking with Big Ben Kennedy.
That's right. Doutaz Mania in the house. I love that name. I've always loved that name. And I'll tell you why I've always loved that name. But this is Traci Doutaz, also Doutaz Mania, from the Lowcountry Highrollers women's flat track roller derby team in Charleston, South Carolina. And she's sitting with me doing some snacking and yakking. And we have a history together. Not like in that sense or anything.
No.
We're not exes or anything. But we have a good history together. When I first came to town, I maybe lived in town for about 2 years. So in about 2010, I became a kind of announcer, but not the play-by-play guy, more like an announcer and almost mascot of sorts. I got the crowd going. I was kind of a hype man. I think a hype man would be great. I was the Flavor Flav of the whole set. For your team, I went by originally the Dude. I was dressed like the dude from The Big Lebowski. And then I would later, after I had to cut my hair due to a job, I donned a top hat and the pink shorts and these exact shoes with pink laces in them. These black Chucks were the ones I wore bout after bout. They are also the ones I got married in.
Aww.
In 2004. I hope I got that right. Yeah, we just celebrated 20 years last year, 2004. So so I'm wearing the actual shoes. I walked around that Citadel Fieldhouse. Calling the shots or lead jammer. I remembered like the things that I was told to say.
Yeah.
By the announcer of sorts. But yes, I had such a blast. I did it for maybe 3 seasons, something like that. Before life kind of got in the way, I guess, or something. Wound up working more overtime. Yeah, money was the thing. I bought a house in 2011, and I think money just became the focus.
Yeah.
Basically, he started school and. Yeah, we do now acknowledge him, my producer, Ben, who you knew when he was 4. Yeah, he was 4. Gosh, you're old now, dude. I mean, I'm not, but you are.
I feel old.
You do? You look amazing. You don't look old.
Thanks.
I mean, I've known you, but now I will, let's do this. Let's talk about your snack real quick. We'll do that. So this right here, you are not the first guest that brought the idea of popcorn.
Yeah.
I have a guest in the future who has also mentioned popcorn, but he likes a certain microwave popcorn. But you were not a microwave popcorn person. This popcorn came from where?
The actual movie theater.
The actual movie theater. I had to go to the movie theater just like, I don't know, like 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago at this point. And I was so embarrassed. I had never shown up to buy the food and not watch a movie. She's like, you can. Tracy's like, you can. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I was real cool about it on the text back and forth. I'm like, no problem. I'll do that. And then I got there and just like, I made up a lie. I walked in. I was like, got a pregnant wife who's got a craving. I didn't want to be some fat guy walking in like, just came for the food. But apparently, as you said, you can get it
on DoorDash or Uber Eats, anything. Or you can you can order it ahead of time and pick it up yourself.
Wild.
To get it to go.
And the drink you chose was Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper.
And you said, I'll provide the koozies. Right here, this is the Lowcountry Highrollers logo. This was on my shirt where I wore like the suit jacket. I wore the black suit with the pink shorts and the top hat with the pink band. And I love this logo.
Yeah.
I love it. I outgrew the shirt, of course. But every day, I loved that logo. And all the little things right here that they can't really see in the detail with the wings are all of your spades, diamonds, hearts, clubs. It's so, so wonderful. You want to crack these open?
Yeah.
Now, your koozie is not that one. Yours is your...
It is a koozie that my friend Dottie Demento, do you remember her?
I do remember Dottie Demento.
She actually just started back with us skating.
Wild.
I'm so excited. But she made this for me like a year and a half ago. She came to Virginia to watch me play in my last tournament before I had to take a break from roller derby because I got cancer.
And I see the pink ribbon right there.
It's Doutaz Mania, number 859 with the pink ribbon, and on the back is a Taz.
That is awesome.
Yeah. She's
Taz.
amazing. She's good people.
Tasmania was one of my favorite cartoons. I used to love that cartoon.
Same. Same.
So
my dad picked my name.
Did he? Now, what is Doutaz? Your real name, Doutaz.
That's my last name.
What is
Switzerland?
Switzerland.
This is where my family is from.
That's neat. I always wondered that. I've known you for a long time. I always wondered, what is that? And I remember you being a big Kentucky fan, right? Is that right?
Ride or die, still am.
Right.
Born and raised.
The Kentucky Wildcats?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember you being that. I got to go to Kentucky years ago for audition for AGT for my comedy. Yeah. Yeah, so I got to go to Louisville, and that was fun.
Louisville's the worst.
Oh, I got to go. It's not bad. I mean, I got to just kind of hang and drink. I went to Troll Pub under the bridge and had some really great whiskeys, amazing whiskeys, and it was great. Yeah. Whiskey Row, but it was snowing and there was ice on the streets. We were going to go up to the Louisville Slugger Bar or whatever with the big bat and everything, but it was just I didn't rent a car or anything because I just got a hotel right outside the Salt Palace where I would audition at. Yeah. So I was just like, I have that right, Salt Palace? That was like the convention center. Yeah. I don't know if it was called that. Salt something, I thought. Anyway.
It's been a while. And, I don't go to Louisville that much.
Yeah, so I just was walking. Yeah. And that was fun. Yeah. I want some of this. Now, I had to do this.
So, second part of the popcorn, I am very picky when it comes to my movie theater popcorn. I always request that the concession stand workers layer the butter and extra butter, so they get the bag or the bucket, put some popcorn in it, butter, shake it up, add another layer, butter, shake it up, and then like a third layer if possible. And it's delicious.
Yeah,
and
I think I didn't do it as much as you would have done it.
It's fine. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, it is good.
But Ben
called you
and was like, line. "What do you mean by layered?" I'm like, "What do you?" And then I was like, "Oh, I'm the fat kid now."
I'm at the counter. And I'm like, hold on 1 second. I don't know what she means by layered. My pregnant wife, as I've established this story. So then I call you and I'm like, "Hey, Tracy." And it's like not "Hey, hon" or "Hey, babe." "Hey, Tracy." "So what do you mean by layered?" And I'm like, "Okay, bye." And it's like, "He's not a pregnant wife. You don't even say love you." And I was like, I couldn't commit to the whole thing because then Tracy's like, "Boy, Ben is really a lot more friendly than he used to be. This whole love you thing. Maybe I turned the car around. I don't know what to do." So I always remember the thing about roller derby is you ladies were so sweet personalities, and that game, that bout time, I almost didn't recognize you guys how serious, how not aggressive, but assertive personalities you wouldn't really think were assertive. Yeah. You have them from all walks of life. I mean, there were doctors on the team. There were teachers, IT professionals, freaking flight attendants. Was it Lucille? Yeah, I mean, like all of it. And you guys all, like in personal light, everybody's sweet, some are shy, but then it was like, no time to be shy. No, it's about time. And then though, afterwards, that testosterone, that adrenaline, you ladies have been beating the crap out of each other. Then we go to the after party and then mix alcohol with that mix. I swear I was grabbed, groped, smacked, bit more in my life than I will ever be without probably having to pay for it. It was crazy. You ladies would just, not you in particular, I was saying some of the ladies were just wild on it. Wow. I was like, ladies. And I mean, it didn't matter, nothing bad ever happened, but I would come home and I'll tell you what, one of the ones who probably grabbed my ass the most was Red Dread's husband, Diablo.
Yeah.
He grab-assed me. I mean, I started having to do it back because I was like, I think I've got to do it back because like all I'm doing is just avoiding this guy. But then I wound up being their engagement. He asked me, he was like, hey, would you help me do the engagement
At the game. Never forget.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And I was so nervous. He asked me, and Mama Q said, don't tell anybody. And I said, okay. So she's like, not even your wife, because she knows Caddy. We don't want this to get to Red in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
So we're getting down to game time. I mean, we're about to leave the house. And I said, okay, I have to tell you this because I'm so nervous. And she's like, what's the matter? What's the matter? And I'm like, Diablo's proposing to Red, and I'm like helping to set up the surprise. And she's like, oh my God, that's so exciting. And I'm like, yeah, like, and we said, ask your favorite Derby girl a question.
Yes.
We set up this whole fake thing. And I said, and the person we chose, they said their favorite roller derby player was Red Dread, and she skates up. And I said, and the fan who wanted to ask her a question, oh, there they are. And he walked up, and I was like, this is gonna go great. And we actually have seen them. We saw them.
Yeah.
Their kid had a birthday party at the old Monkey Joe's, and Bridget and Benjamin were there, and they invited us to be a part of the birthday party. And I've seen them a couple other times around town, but what a great couple. I've always loved them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that, yeah, we got a thunderstorm coming, which also is supposed to have like 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts or something.
Perfect.
So if the power goes out in this place, the cameras are on battery, the audio runs from the computer, and that has battery. So we'll just do this in the dark. We'll take out our phones, and we'll just keep going.
Sounds good.
Nothing's going to stop us.
I love the rain.
I do too.
Mm.
I mean, he loves it. He wishes for it every time. He's like, man, I could really go for a nice thunderstorm.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you know.
Hoa hoa weather.
You like what?
Hoa hoa weather.
Hoa hoa.
You ever seen Twilight?
No.
You need to.
I don't know.
Yes. You need to. Look at his face. His face too.
I'm not
like,
sure.
No, do it.
Well, here's the thing.
It's vampires.
I know. And I do like a horror movie, but that just doesn't seem like a horror movie.
Well, if you think about it, okay, you can watch the whole series. It's cheesy. It's good. It's good. But then if you go back and think about it in Charlie's point of view, which is the main character's dad, it is a total horror movie.
Really?
Yeah. But I mean, like, you know.
Now, is Charlie the girl?
Charlie is the dad of the main character, Bella, who is a female.
Girl. Kristen Stewart.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I love Twilight.
I remember.
It's terrible, but I love it.
When I moved to town in 2008, I was working at Best Buy, and the part 1 was coming out on DVD, and their faces were everywhere around the store. In about 2008, 2009, something like that.
It's resurfaced and super popular again now.
They play baseball during the thunderstorm.
They do. Look at that knowledge.
The characters?
Yeah.
That's the only time they can play, because every time they strike the ball with the bat, it sounds like thunder.
Because they're so powerful.
Oh.
It's actually no. Listen.
But you have to apologize. You're like, no. It doesn't sound as weird.
That scene is really good. It is, isn't it?
It's pretty funny.
It's pretty cool because it's just cool. You should watch that scene.
Okay.
It's very interesting. It's cool.
For you.
Mm-hmm.
So, we kind of glossed over it before, but the cancer thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so if it's not personal or anything, what cancer were you diagnosed with?
I have breast cancer.
Okay.
And it had spread to my lymph nodes. So, and a lot of them. So it was a late.
Primarily armpits?
Mm-hmm.
Or did it go into the neck or anywhere else? Just in the.
Primarily armpit, this side.
Okay.
But they diagnosed, as late, kind of like a late stage 3.
Oh, wow.
Some would say 4, but okay. In fact, roller derby is how I discovered that I needed to go to the doctor.
Really?
We had a bout, and I had got hit like, I don't know, somewhere. And I don't know, I went home after the after party and I sat on my couch and I just went like this, sitting just like this.
Okay.
And I'm like, what is that?
Wow.
And it was just this large knot. And I don't know, to me, Derby helped me find it because I was like sitting like, ugh, I'm just sore. You know what I mean?
Right.
So made an appointment with my doctor, and a few years back I had another knot, but they did the test and it was nothing, So
that's what you were hoping on this time, right? You were just like,
yeah, no, it was nothing. I was like, I better call my doctor anyways because I have family history
at
of
least
it.
you didn't just brush this one off. Well, this happened to me before and that was nothing and this is probably nothing.
Yeah.
You still made the call. You still, that's good.
Absolutely. Went to the doctor, and my primary care doctor, she's the best. She felt around and she's like, again, it's probably just benign, but we're gonna, of course, get you the scan.
Ultrasound.
Ultrasound.
Yeah,
sorry.
Ultrasound.
Just to be safe, because of course, So went to the ultrasound, and it wasn't just
one lump.
Wasn't just benign. I'll never forget. I had to take a break from work to go get the ultrasound, and I told my boss, I was like, it shouldn't be more than 45 minutes. Like, I'll be back because I had important work stuff to do that day. And I'm laying there, and the lady is doing it. The tech was doing it, and it was just taking forever. I'm like, girl, what are you doing? And she wasn't saying much. I was like, talk. In my head, I'm like, I gotta go back to work. Let's get this over with.
Right.
So she's like, I'll be back. I need to go get I'll just be right back. Just sit right here. And I'm like,
yeah, that's
what is going on?
Nerve-wracking to say the least, right?
Yeah. So like 2 minutes later, the head doctor there comes in and repeats the entire ultrasound, and she's like, okay, so I'm just gonna be straight up with you. We're gonna get you scheduled for a biopsy, but I'm gonna tell you, from what I'm looking at, I've never seen anyone have this type of imaging and it not be breast cancer.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what are you saying to me? Like, because
yeah,
what do you? It was just like, it was so fast.
Well, right, you find it, you make the appointment, you go, and I'm going to knock this out on, in essence, a long lunch break, and then they deliver that news to you.
And I was stunned, and I'm just like, after that initial shock, I'm walking out the building, and I call my mom, and she's like, how'd it go? I was like, and then I started crying. I was like, Mom, I have breast cancer. Like, what? And she just,
They say it runs in the family. She never had to deal with anything
No,
like
it's
that?
my dad's side.
Okay, but then she knows the
she
history.
Knew that, yeah. So
right. That's got to be scary for her, too.
Yeah. So it just went how it went from there, and everything was so fast. I had like 20 different doctor's appointments a week, like trying to get everything figured out, and it was just so overwhelming, and I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And I'm messaging my little friend group. Do you remember Sophia, Little Wretched?
Yeah.
Gorgeous little lady.
Yeah.
She's my best friend.
Oh, nice.
And her and a few others I was texting, and they were just like, what are you talking about? And
right, it's such a disbelief thing. But is it weird? Did you find yourself holding into the denial phase for way longer than maybe like?
I don't think I was in denial for very long.
It was like confusion.
It was a more of like, what is happening?
I got you.
I have things to do. roller derby and like Lowcountry Highrollers, we had just come back after COVID the year before.
Right.
And I had stuff to do, you know. So, you know, I go to the doctors and get treatment plans figured out. You know, I started with chemo and I had to have a port put in. So,
right.
you know, so scheduled all this surgeries and stuff. And I'm like, I have a tournament
Yeah.
in Richmond, Virginia. What was it?
Now, you are president.
I was, yeah.
At the time, you were president of the organization.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're just adamant about getting out there and skating. You're running the show.
This is my league. This is my team.
Correct.
It's.
I wanted to make that because
Yeah,
I knew
like-
that, but I wanted to make sure the listeners knew that because it just seems like, man, she's that eager to just get out there and skate. Like, give it up for a minute. But no,
No.
you had responsibilities to the
Yes,
to the
like
team.
this team is my life, and I, you know, I had moved up in my job and was doing well there, and I was just busy. I was a
Yeah.
busy lady. I didn't have time for my health, and so like they put together my treatment plan, and they had this surgery scheduled to put the port in, and I looked at my doctor and I was like, I beg you, please push this off 2 weeks so I can go to this tournament and it be my last hoorah, you know?
Oh,
And my doctor thought about it and she's like, you know what, your quality of life is important too.
always is.
So they did. They pushed it. And that tournament was so fun. We came in third place, which was amazing because we were very much the underdogs. And it was like, it was streaming, and the announcers, I guess they knew about what had happened, and they hyped me up all weekend, and I got an MVP award. I'm sure it's because I have cancer, but that's fine.
But still, I mean,
Yeah,
like, okay,
no.
call it what you want to
Yeah.
call it. Nobody else is coming
No.
there. I mean, to play is to
Yeah.
play,
Yeah.
but to play when you are
When your world is falling apart.
right, and you're given a diagnosis that
Yeah.
sadly is terminal for most,
Mhm.
and it's like, but here she is. Give that girl an MVP for God's sake, or even just give her another. Like, give one to the person who maybe kicked the most butt, but
Yeah.
then go ahead and give you one
Yeah.
too, because
Yeah.
that's wild that you would delay and you would show up and everything. I really,
That's my team. I can't.
know.
I don't like letting them. I don't like letting them
from
down.
where you were before, you were such a not shy, but
I was
just a
new.
quiet,
Yeah.
new when I first got there. And I mean, we had conversations and all this stuff, but you were one of the more quiet ones. And then I watched you come in here today, and I was just like, you were like, hey, and just total different you, still you,
Yeah.
but just different. Like, hey, seems like you definitely, did you get a lesson in like make it count? Did you get a lesson in like say what you got to say? Cause
Well-
that's that, or because you just seem like you don't hold back. I mean, you were, it totally, I mean, I love this,
Yeah.
but just totally like different in a good way.
Well, that changed when. So I've been playing derby for a very long time. When you were there, I was like fresh meat, new to the
15
team.
years ago.
Yeah,
Oh
I am old.
God. You want to see? Look.
How am
look
I
at this.
still doing this?
Look at this.
Oh, I love it.
It's almost white.
It looks good. Silver fox.
Yeah, thank you.
But, you know, when you start, the team was so different back then to what it is now.
Oh, yeah.
It's great always, but everything is completely different. But
You didn't
those-
have affiliation, or you weren't a member of WFTA? WFTA?
no, we were the first team in South Carolina to do that. But that
when was that?
it was like
I think you were trying.
we were still at the Citadel.
Okay, when
Yeah.
you got it? Because I
Mhm.
remember you were trying, so
Yeah.
you weren't quite there yet.
We were the first one in South Carolina to get
Okay.
it, and we were still at the Citadel. But you know, when people started retiring, those OG like big name
Yeah,
players DJ Payne,
Red
T-Bone,
Lucille,
Sniper.
T-Bone, Sniper, Green-Eyed Sniper.
She's
That
one of my very
girl
best friends too.
Was amazing on skates.
I would love to see what she could do now in today's derby, because the game is different too.
Is it?
Yes. But when those original people started retiring or moved or, whatever, like, tons of new people had come in, but it's like I had to step up to do, now that, I had to be the adult in the room, which that's not fun. So,
they were the heads of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, but roller derby changed. I was the shy. I was listening, but
right.
I had to step out of that, and I've stepped out of it, and now I'm not. Now I'm fine.
You know who I saw you on TV on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives at our Early Bird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw you. I was like, oh my gosh, because like you were there, and like
yeah,
we haven't been to one of those, but some of the restaurants that I go to, they'll be shut down for the day and taping, but I'm not like in the know.
Yeah.
So when I saw you sitting with a couple other girls, and you were wearing your
high roller shirt,
I said, "Oh my God, it's Traci!" And then they actually talked to you. You actually got to compliment the food and stuff like that. So you actually got screen time. And I was so happy. I was like, "Look at Traci! That's so cool. I know her."
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I personally have been in like commercials. I've done, independent movies, had extra parts in regular movies and TV shows, and like people have said that about me. But like, I still get all giddy to see people that I know. I'm not like, oh, well, look at her. I mean, now she knows what it feels like. No, I'm like, I always get so excited to see people that I know on TV.
Oh, yeah.
And stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got back to the tournament.
Yeah. So.
And then after that was over, you had to go get your port.
Well, this is a crazy story. Okay. So it's in Virginia. I think our last game on Sunday for the weekend for the tournament was like, I don't know, maybe 9:30, 9 o'clock in the morning or something. Okay. So we get done, and I'm riding with one of my other best friends, KVK, Kat Von Kill. Do you remember her from PSR, the Palmetto State Roller Girls in Myrtle Beach?
No, I don't believe I do.
She was amazing, but she still is amazing.
Well, yeah, all you ladies are amazing.
We're riding together back to Charleston, and we had stopped to get food, and we weren't in a rush because the next morning, I had to be at the hospital that next morning at like 4 a.m.
Oh, wow. You pushed it to the minute?
Yeah. So I think I got home around 10:30. And I had to, of course, shower.
Mm-hmm.
Use the little green soap.
Yeah, the cleanse, surgical soap or whatever.
I had to get up early the next morning and do it again. Yeah. And oh my God, this is so hysterical. Show up to the hospital on time. Everything's fine. They take me back and they're like, okay, put on this gown and, I'll be right back. And I said, okay, I want to warn you. I just got back from a roller derby tournament where we played 3 games. I am covered in bruises. Covered. Like, I look like, what has spots? A cheetah. A leopard.
Leopard.
Whatever.
Yeah, leopard.
Whatever.
Cheetah do too, right?
Yeah. I don't know. Whatever. And I mean, covered because that's 3 games in 2 days. And I said, I promise I'm safe at home. I promise. I swear. And she's like, okay. So I put the gown on and oh my God, they just kept appearing because, it was just a day after we got done playing. So got my gown on, the nurse comes in and she's like, oh my God, you weren't kidding. I said, I told you. So then I became a spectacle.
A spectacle.
Yes.
Well, I mean, isn't that a thing of like when you're immunocompromised or your
I've always
bruised
I'm saying
easily. Your platelet count is low with certain disease processes, you bruise easier.
Yeah.
And so they're probably just like, should we do labs real quick? You probably scared the shit out of them.
Yeah. So it was funny. a bunch of different people came in like, "Are you the roller derby lady?" I'm like, "Yeah."
That's awesome. That's awesome.
No, yeah.
Well, because they got the word that like, hey, we delayed this for her because she's a roll. And I mean, why not? You know, why
Yeah.
not have a little bit of celebrity going into this thing?
It was fun. It was good. So got the port put in. I did 20, I can't remember, 23, maybe 26 rounds of chemo.
No radiation or anything?
Oh no. Yeah, I did everything.
Okay.
So,
Now,
yeah.
you lost all your hair.
Yes.
Okay.
That was the worst thing
I would not know.
the whole process, because I would, in roller derby, I wasn't known for my hair.
It was long.
I had good hair.
Well, okay. You had long blonde hair. And so this is what came afterwards? 'Cause
So
it wasn't very curly, if what I remember. So now you have curls.
So they
and
call
it's
it
darker.
the chemo curl.
Oh, yeah.
When you lose your hair to chemotherapy, 98% of patients, their hair comes back a different texture than it was and a different color. And losing my hair was the worst thing, because
You mourn your old hair?
still,
Oh.
because
How long ago was that part?
I think my last chemotherapy session was last February.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Not this past February 24?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It was devastating. Like in Derby, I had my long blonde braid or two.
Yes, you did.
And,
yeah.
You know, I hated it. Being bald was awful. It was not fun. It sucked.
Well, yeah.
It sucked really bad.
Now, I've never known you to be a very vain person or anything like that. Really?
About my hair, yeah.
Well, about your hair.
About my
I mean,
hair.
You like your certain attributes, but you weren't stuck up. You weren't very, you weren't like that. So
No.
I don't know that it would have destroyed all of you. And your headshot thing, this recent promo, you look amazing.
Thank you.
With the pink splash and everything. I said that to my patrons on Patreon. They get an advance notice of who my guests are going to be as a perk. And I said, this lady right here. And it looks badass.
Thank you.
Badass.
Thank you. She did a great job.
It's amazing. Now, I have to tell you,
Yeah.
remember who used to do our photos?
Bad John?
Bad John was my guest on the last episode.
Wow.
Yeah, he gave me that Polaroid camera to put up there.
When you said his name, I figured the camera was his.
The camera came from him. We were just talking about it on the last episode, which taped yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah, so he was just here yesterday, about the time in roller derby and all that stuff, and it was fun. It was fun to take that trip down memory lane. But
yeah.
Who's the photographer who did those?
So we just got a new headshot photographer. Her name is Sam. She is with Sparkles and Spice Photography. She did a great job.
I'm telling you, it's incredible.
And she was so kind to me, because I told her in advance, I'm like, hey, I hope I don't come off picky, but I'm going through this and I'm extremely critical of how I look right now. And she's like, girl, I got you. And if I take some photos and you don't like them, we can take some more. And if you need me to do some editing, I will do whatever you need. And she was so kind and just accommodating. She did a great job. job.
Yeah, I mean, you do. You look tough as nails. You look amazing.
And
that hair is, when I saw that, I was like, well, I guess that's what happened after chemo, or after, she lost all the hair, because that is not the hair I remember Traci having.
It's I have days, like, I don't hate how I look now. I don't hate it at all. It's just different, and it's not me.
Right.
It will be me eventually when I, but when I look in the mirror, it's just different. It's very, very different.
Are you in remission? What's going on with that?
Okay, so completed chemo, did 7 weeks of radiation every single day. That was wild. Oh, wait. completed chemo. Then I had double mastectomy surgery.
Okay.
Healed from that. And again, just to emphasize, losing my hair was worse than losing my breast.
Yeah.
Worse.
I mean, there are some girls on the derby team who
Oh yeah.
who flaunt it, who are
Yeah.
chesty and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But that just was never your thing. You were not you didn't do that bombshell. You didn't do that, you didn't have the name that kind of said like,
Yeah.
cha-cha-cha or something,
I liked the booty shorts though and the fishnets.
You
Oh,
ladies,
I missed that
you
so
ladies
bad.
grew, like, okay, the squatting or whatever it is you have to do, they say you gained that booty from derby
Mhm.
because it's in essence like squats. And they're like, yeah, she got herself that booty butt or that derby butt now or that derby booty. And I did like take notice of that in the 3 years of people that I had seen when they started. And I mean, I'm not trying to look at everybody's ass all the time. I'm not a perv.
We put them out there.
But
so
when you're getting ready to start and you look and you're like, wow, like, but I guess it is something that happens over time. So wearing the shorts and everything, I mean, that has its
it was
purpose.
so fun.
But it ain't a bad look either.
Mm-mm.
I mean,
Yeah. No, so
it's
much
a reason.
fun back
I mean,
then.
it's the pants and baseball. It's the reason why women go to baseball games. Look at those dang butts, man.
Mhm.
But it's the same thing. Their whole thing
Yeah.
is the running. It's the pushing with the legs. It's the pushing on the swing. So they gain that butt, I
Yeah.
guess. Me, I sit on mine all the time, so it's flat. It doesn't even hold my pants up. I have to wear a belt like extra tight. And then when I sit, I have to loosen it. I wish they'd give me a belt that like was stretch or like just would anticipate my sit and just give me a little give. And then when I
Yeah.
stand up, just,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I can't find that happy medium with a flat butt. And I think maybe I have a butt, but my back fat and my thigh fat caught up with it. And now it's just flat. I'm sorry.
No, it's funny.
I'm just being stupid.
No, I love it.
And so then you had the double mastectomy,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have to remove the whole bunch of the lymph nodes and everything.
Oh God, yeah. So originally, like when they did biopsies and stuff, and scans or whatever, it was like 3 or 4. But surgery day, love my surgeon as well.
You want to give them a shout out?
Dr. Albanese,
And that's it. Medu?
Roper.
Okay.
I have an incredible team of doctors.
Oh, that's at Cancer Center, the Cancer Center over at St. Francis, over at Ponce Cor. Is that when you go for follow-ups and everything?
Yeah.
Got you.
And my main oncologist, Dr. Margaret Brady, is the best. She came to my game yesterday.
Nice.
The roller derby game yesterday.
Yeah,
I was
we had
so
to delay
stoked.
this. We had to delay. I wanted you earlier.
Yeah.
And you're like, I have a bout, and so we had to delay it to today. I'm so glad that. But how'd it go? How was yesterday? Just a quick offshoot.
Oh, we won both games. It was amazing. I even played in both games. Oh,
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Congrats.
Played with the Bettys and the All-Stars. It was really fun.
When did you get back?
This January, when the new season started.
Okay, so you only missed, with February and everything going on, you only missed last season?
I missed last season, yeah. So
You go away for
coached.
one season,
Mhm.
and then you come back.
But I didn't go away. I didn't skate. I
Right.
still coached, and I was helping transition all the board, like our board of directors information,
Okay.
because, so I didn't babysit them, but I held their hand just to make sure they did great, and they did do great.
Did you wear a wig?
Okay. One of my very dear best friends, Sadie Rockins, her and her husband, who was also one of our greatest coaches, moved to Hawaii about 5 years ago.
Okay.
And she used to work at a wig shop. So when everything started, she came and visited me for almost like a week and a half, and she helped me pick out some good wigs and stuff. Love her to death. And so I had them, and I had this thought in my head that I would not leave the house without one. I hardly wore them at all.
Well, I mean, Charleston heat, right?
Yeah, luckily.
Heat and humidity,
Yeah.
I can't imagine that being comfortable.
No, most of this, like chemo, all of that, and losing my hair, not like thankfully, luckily, but it was like during the fall and winter months.
Okay.
So I just wore beanies all over the place. And but it was still a great help. And I did wear some of the wigs, like to like my work Christmas party and
Yeah.
things like that.
Things that you knew there were going to be a lot of photos, and you were just like, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Side note. My birthday's in February, and my license expired last year.
Did you wore a wig for your?
I didn't know I had to take a new photo, so I just was wearing a black hoodie and a black beanie to go renew it. And they're like, "You have to take a photo." I was like, "Shit."
So you did?
Yeah, it's terrible. So,
I mean-
listen. So the lady's about to take my photo. She's like, "All right, ma'am, could you take off your hat?" And I just start crying. And I begin. She's like, "Do you have a reason or something going on that you don't want to take it off?" I was like, "I have cancer and I'm bald." And she's like, "Oh, just leave it on." So I get this new photo, and it's awful. I have that moon face that you get with chemo. So
Right.
my face is huge. And I have on this black beanie and a black hoodie. I look like I'm about to rob a bank. And that is my new license picture, and I hate it. And they're like, "Well, you could go take a new one." I was like, who is going to go to the DMV voluntarily? Not I. It'll be fine. So.
Yeah, but I mean, why not?
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
And really, I mean, that's really cool though, because
It's funny.
you're gonna grow your hair out longer again and everything.
If I can.
If you can.
So.
It grows slower now?
No. It's actually been growing pretty fast. So it started growing back, and it started to curl. Where was I going with this? Oh, so I'm on a lot of medications now, obviously.
Okay.
And like a month and a half ago, I started losing it again.
Oh no.
And I was like, what is happening? And my doctor, she's like, "I'm so sorry, honey. It's a side effect. Like this medication that I'll be taking for the rest of my life. Unless something changes. It's basically like an oral chemo that I take twice a day. And it started just falling out. I was like, what is happening? But it's kind of lessened up. I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, I am going to try and grow it out long. I don't know what it's going to do. We'll see.
I mean, so once you grow it out long, if you grow it out long and you want to go get the photo, but also think about the police officer who pull you over and be like,
yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's you.
Yeah.
Be like, yeah, that's me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big face, beanie. They're like, I don't know.
Well, that was, oh my gosh. So had surgery, radiation, did all that. Then, I was done. And then, I started hormone therapy. Ugh, awful. And I'm just on a bunch of pills that I'll be taking for a while.
Gotcha.
And I don't know, that was like January, February, March. Maybe August of last year. And all my doctors are like, all right, you're on this, you're done with treatments and you're cleared to skate, you're cleared to live your life and do what you want. I still have appointments all the time. And I was like, well, I'm not ready to skate yet. That's insane. So I waited until this year. And I tell you what, so the last day I skated, I show up to surgery for my port.
Mhm.
I was 230, 235. I was a chonker. I needed to lose some weight. No, I was large. And
so then when I knew you, or then when I saw you.
Oh, I was teeny tiny. Teeny tiny.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
But still.
I was teeny tiny compared to what
you wound up
yeah.
being? See, I never saw you during that time.
Thankfully.
Yeah, but
it doesn't matter.
Past judgment. I think I've gained 130 pounds since I used to announce for you guys.
But so, like, it was wild because one of my friends during, diagnosis, it was like, well, at least you'll get a new boob job and you'll probably lose some weight. I was like, hell yeah. I cope by telling jokes about cancer all the time. I think they're hilarious. Some people don't, but that's okay. Anyways, so
not to be personal, but are you gonna get the augmentation?
I was going to, but now I can't. I'll tell you why
Okay.
in just a moment. So I didn't start, I lost no weight during everything. I was like, cool, this is great. But once I started the hormone therapy with all the pills and everything, that's when the weight came off.
Gotcha.
So like, I'm like 160 now. That's
Oh yeah,
so
I
much
noticed
weight.
and you looked taller to me somehow. That
It's
was
the platforms.
really well. It's still, but I mean, like the lankier you.
It's different.
Yeah, your body proportion
Yeah.
just looks tall and lanky
It's
now.
different.
Yeah.
So I show up this year to my first practice, put on my skates, and I'm going around the track, and I'm like, I am fast as hell. Holy shit. I am so fast. And I'm like, oh yeah, I don't have that extra person riding on me anymore. You know what I mean?
So
I'm
what,
like,
it was 100 and it was about 100?
No, 230 minus 180.
Oh, okay. So you lost about 60?
That's still that's a lot
50,
of weight.
60 pounds? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of weight. And I'm like, look at me go. Maybe I'm a jammer now. Well, I
Maybe.
used to be a jammer, but now
Maybe you're back.
block. So feeling good, things are going well, and then like 2 weeks later we start, you know, because you gotta condition and all the stuff for a new season. Then we start contact.
And they're launching your shit across the floor.
The first
You have
time
no
my friend KVK hit me, I flew off the track into next Tuesday. Oh my gosh. I was like, oh, I didn't even think about it. I was like, I'm good. I got this.
When I worked for Best Buy, when I first came to town, I had weighed, I was over 300. And then the thinnest you're fine. The thinnest I've been in my adult life was when I was at the roller derby and everything. I was working for Best Buy doing home delivery. I got down to about 265. But one thing I immediately noticed was pulling the refrigerator back on the hand truck. I used to just put my foot on it, tip it back. But I had no weight. Like, I'd lost that weight to pull it. So I was like, wow, I'm having to like lean back. Like, I'll wait. Like, I'm having to like throw myself backwards to get that refrigerator up. I'm like, man, you don't realize, especially if you're, I mean, not to say athletic, but if you're kind of a bit comfortable in your own skin at that size, which at this size, you know, I still, you know, push stretcher, move patients. I still am an active person.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm not lumbering around. I'm not sweating. I'm not huffing and puffing. But then you take that away and you don't know the difference. You didn't even know the difference. So you got on those skates and was like, holy shit.
I'm so fast.
And then you realize you didn't have that mass that like would
hold me.
Would hold you
to
against
the ground.
Right.
And and I'm having to relearn how to be a blocker.
Yeah,
because
lower
it's
your
so
center
different.
of gravity now.
Yeah,
You got to do so much different.
Yeah. Without my boobs, I totally had a different center of gravity.
Right, but
I had to learn to walk again.
Yeah, but you have to get a lot lower now. And yeah,
so, that's still a work in progress.
Yeah.
And because I was just talking to my friend last night at the after party, because the first game with the All-Stars, the first half, I just didn't do that well. And it's depressing because I was one of the top 5, 6, 7 skaters before.
Wow. Yeah.
Like on the whole team. And now, I mean, I'm trying to give myself some grace. Hell, you know, but I don't.
They hit your system with radiation and chemicals, and you're like, man, why can't I skate like I used to? It's like they carpet bombed your system to kill something that at the cellular level is a tricky fucking thing that never lets up.
No.
And so they have to like destroy you, sadly, with everybody. When they have that, when you have stage 3 or greater, they have to really aggressively. Yeah. And then you come out and you're like, I don't understand why this is happening. It's like, well, you know, you might have went through something, Tracy. I don't know if you know this, but
I guess. I must have.
But still,
It's frustrating.
it's like
Because-
muscle memory. You're like, the last time I had these skates on and I was at this track.
I was killing it.
Correct. Right. So
and now
you're,
I'm being killed.
right. So you're you in that role.
Yeah.
And now that role, now you've changed, but
Mhm.
yeah, I guess it would take a second.
Yeah.
You know, because it isn't like riding a bike if the variables change.
Yeah.
If your size changes, if you're, wow, that is wild to think about.
Yeah. Yeah. But, practice by practice, day by day, I'll get it back.
Yeah, you will.
It's just been different. So, yeah. So Derby's going well.
Do
we've
you miss
got-
being in the leadership role, the president and all that stuff?
Yes and no, because I can't let anything go. And I'm like, if it's not done my way, it's wrong. But, we have a good group of women on this team always. And the people stepping up, they're doing great.
Awesome.
And I do sometimes still feel a part of it because I've been here forever and I know the history and I know what works and what doesn't work and what has happened and all the things that's important, So I do still, I'm still a part of things like
Right.
for advice and questions and like, hey, what are we forgetting? Kind of that
Yeah.
Resource. But I told myself I am not going to be on the board. I'm not going to be on the training committee. I'm not going to be in charge of anything this year because I need to focus on coming back.
That's
and
awesome.
Getting better. And, I'm still on committees and stuff to make the league run, but
Right.
I'm not in charge of anything.
Well, if you got this to focus on,
Yeah.
you got to learn how to block at a new weight class. And I mean, think about it, like prize fighter, like I'm in a new weight class. I got to learn this. And
Yeah.
I gotta, so I mean, yeah, so you
Yeah.
got to definitely, you got your plate full with that.
Mhm. Yeah.
That is, I'm telling you, Traci, though, I mean, it's amazing. And I'm so happy to have this episode with you and this episode in general, because we've had a lot of fun in the previous episodes with goofing around and we
Yeah.
talk about things and things get a little serious here and there. But this one right here, I hope anybody who listens to this just is as inspired by it as I am. I mean, not even knowing you, like I know you and I'm just like, wow, it seems like I keep eating the popcorn because I'm like
Oh, I am too.
fascinated with your story or like, oh, what next? But I do that so I don't talk, so that way you can talk, because this episode, I'm like you start talking, I'm like, I gotta chew on something so I can listen to all this. Because I mean, honestly, you're just giving me so much. You're giving me so much to think about, because like I'm of great health. I got put on a blood pressure medication for the first time a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I was like a bitch about it. Like I got teary-eyed. Like, I guess I'm getting old now. Like, come on. Like it's not even like a high dose. It's like a low dose. And it worked.
Good.
Like basically they were like, hey, years of EMS and gas station food and meals on the go and your size and everything. Wow, it finally caught up with you, but it's reversible. If
Yeah.
you go and quit your job, I wish. No, but if you go and you work out and all that stuff, it's reversible. So it's like, it's not a death sentence, but like I was like a complete and utter just ninny about it. I was just like, oh, I don't. And I'm crying to him on the phone. I'm like, well, I need to take this stuff because I got to be around for you and Bridget.
Yes.
And it's like, you're telling me this story and I'm like, man, I need to suck it up, man. And just
Oh,
do what I got to do. I mean, seriously, honestly, it is that kind of thing though. It takes you away from yourself when you have a friend who's went through something, or when life is real to somebody else.
Yeah.
It really puts yours into perspective. And I have to say, like, I mean, God, I could not imagine. And you think you're made of tough stuff. You're like, all right, let's do this. But you realize maybe not. Maybe I'd be a complete and utter wimp about it. And because I mean, I have all four of my wisdom teeth. I've never been under anesthesia. I've never had a surgery.
I like it.
Well, see, and I'm supposed to get a colonoscopy. I'm 47. And I'm like, they put you under for that? I'm like, nah. I'm such a wimp. I had to get an upper GI because they thought I had like an ulcer along my esophagus.
Mhm.
I did it sober.
Like
was awake
awake?
while they stuck a camera down my throat.
Oh my gosh.
Stone cold sober.
No.
No, because big guys like me, they put you under and then you never wake back up. I'm such a weirdo like that.
I'm not saying I enjoy being put under.
My wife has had a lot of surgeries,
But
and she
I
says
don't
it's
mind
nice.
it.
She said it's nice.
I don't mind it. I don't mind
She
it.
says it's like the most amazing nap you'll ever have.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And when you're trying to fight the drugs, it's fun too. You know, it's like a game.
She says she can't remember past like 98, even though I had been in the room.
Yeah.
I think when they were knocking her out, and she got down to like 93 or 92, but it has that retrograde amnesia effect.
Yeah.
And she's like, I barely remember counting at all. I'm like, that's wild.
They didn't even ask me to start counting. They said,
They
He
asked you a
said,
question like, so what's your favorite song? You're like, oh God, there's so
they told me, yeah.
there's so many.
Yeah. Yeah. It was funny. It's the best.
They did that to my daughter. She had to get ketamine for to set her broken arm.
Oh.
And they go, hey, let's play a game. We'll play I Spy with my little eye until she picks something. And she goes, and they go, what color is it? Is it blue? No. Is it red? She's like, yeah. Is it this shirt? Is it that? Is that? It was a little car that was on the countertop to our left. And so she goes, is it this? No. Is it? And then all of a sudden, boom, pupils dilate, 1,000-yard stare. She's out. And so we leave the room and they go set her arm, come back, and she's coming to, and she keeps looking at me, and she goes, Daddy, there are two of you. And I go, are they both equally handsome? She goes, yes. Right? And she's like this. And then finally she like has a popsicle and she keeps trying to sit her head up and keeps slamming back. I said, just relax.
Oh.
And then she goes like this. Then she goes, so nobody guessed what it was.
She remembered.
She remembered. She continued the game. She was like, so nobody guessed it. And they're like, guessed what? And she's like, what I spied.
That's
it was
amazing.
Just so funny, man. She's such an interesting little kid. You got
She
to meet her.
She is.
You didn't even know.
I love the hug.
Like you knew about Benjamin because he used to come to the Derby way back in the day when he was only 4 and 5 years old. And then I go, we had to get the bowls delivered. I didn't have a bowl for the popcorn. We just had the bag that it came in, which what a jip. That used to be a medium in my day. That's not a large. It was a large.
That's a large?
That's a large, that movie theater. Isn't that a jip?
They don't have a bucket?
No.
I always get the bucket.
See, they didn't have a bucket.
And I refill it before I leave.
Yeah. you had to pay for a Mission Impossible bucket, which is made out of tin.
Oh, yeah.
And it still wasn't as big as the buckets I remember. I was so disappointed.
You say you're getting old. How old are you? 40?
47.
Stop it.
I'm telling you.
60 is the new 40. We were talking about this the other day. Remember how when you turned 40, they had like over the hill parties? Do you remember that?
Yeah, Lordy, look who's 40.
And the canes with the horns and the
magnifying glass gift.
Like, we don't do that anymore. The society really doesn't do that anymore.
They don't really count 40 as that.
No, 60 is the new 40.
You think?
Yes. And I know that because my 2017, my dad passed away at 61. I was devastated. I'm a daddy's girl.
Of course.
I'm a daddy's girl. And it was sudden, unexpected, killed me. And I'm like, he's only 61. That's not even old. It really isn't.
Right.
Like he was getting older, but he didn't look like my papa, my grandfather.
Correct. Right.
He, you know, and that changed my life. It's like I realized how important it is to spend time with your family and those you love and to tell them.
Yes.
I am so annoying when I talk to my friends and we're parting ways. I'm like, I love you. I hope you know that. Yep. I love you so much to every single person. And they're like, okay, Doutaz, I know. I was like, well, you better.
Well, my dad and brother left this world in 95.
Dad and brother?
Dad and brother. My half-brother, Gabriel. My dad, Brian. In a unalive, take them with you scenario. Okay. And I was 17 at the time.
Oh my goodness.
So he was 39. He hadn't even turned 40. It was 9 days before his 40th birthday. So every year that I'm here, it's so weird to think about somebody who is younger than me and will always be younger than me now.
Yeah. Yes.
The thing about it is my wife had the opposite. Her dad died at 80. Was he 80? Yeah, 80. She has an older dad. She's 51. And when she was 47, is that right? 47? He was 80 and he died at 80 in 2017. Yeah, 2017. But I, being in the medical field, I saw this aging old man. The family did not.
Yeah.
You see kind of what you see. And so I'd taken a video of him that they didn't know when he was in rehab over in West Ashley, and how just like kind of weak and just, he wasn't the big, strong guy that we all knew.
Yeah.
And I didn't show her.
Yeah.
So he had been gone maybe like a year. And I said, I want to show you something. I said, and then I will delete it because it's not your dad at his best. And it's not any way to remember him.
Yeah.
I said, but I wanted you to see this. And I showed it to her and I said, do you see how old and how pained and how kind of done he was? And she said, yeah, that was not the man that she was seeing at that time.
Yeah.
And we don't, you know, I didn't see my dad being somebody who was, like at the end of his road, you know, like, or just, I remember him crying a bit. I never seen him really cry before. And he cried a couple of times, but that was weird, but I didn't know it was as bad as it was.
Yeah.
Because you just don't see the people that you're used to seeing, or the people that you develop that image of in your mind and in your heart and stuff like that. So, yeah, I just definitely understand how it just happens out of nowhere. And you're just like, I don't even know, you know, and it doesn't make any sense. But then sometimes I gave her that video. It's like, man, if I would have been able to have a time machine to see that, I would have been like, wow, he was really struggling, or it was bad for him.
Yeah.
No. You know, I didn't know.
Yeah.
But I take my medicines. I deal with my own mental health issues. Take my medicines every day.
Good.
And I never stop talking to my family, ever. He's a psych major.
Ooh.
But I never stop talking to them.
Yeah.
I refuse to get quiet. I refuse to, especially in the line of work that I'm in.
Yeah.
I do have bad calls.
Sure.
And there will be times where I'll come home and I'll say, hey, can we watch a movie? And again, I'm like, can you sit here? Bridget, can you cuddle with me? Because I need my family here, because I saw something that day that just is going to stick with me for a bit.
Yeah.
You know, now in time, I don't remember the faces as much. I don't remember the names. I still sometimes remember the family members and their reactions in those moments, but
you remember your feeling and how you felt.
Right. It does lessen over time, but in the moments after it happens, I can recall it as if it happened like that, as if it happened yesterday for sometimes quite a long time, 3 months, 6 months, a year. Some of them stick with you a long time. Yeah. So it's a weird life, but those things, blood pressure, of course, eventually. You're not invincible. No. You know? But it was just so crappy, man. It was such and I hear you telling your story, and now I'm sitting here like, okay, take your fucking medicine. Stop being a weirdo, man. You're fine.
I feel like there's like this stigma that people, especially men, like, there's nothing wrong with taking care of yourself.
I know.
Like, if you want to be here on this planet, you better do something.
Well, okay. I want to be here for them.
Yeah.
On this planet, not so much.
Yeah, of course.
If I could raise my family on the moon, I'd leave tomorrow.
I get that. Yeah.
Yeah. So hey, you brought some stuff. I always tell everybody.
Yeah.
Please. I always talk with my mouth full. I always say, please bring me something for these shelves. I want these shelves to be a reminder of my previous guests. And so you did not disappoint because you not only brought stuff for the shelf, but you brought more than just
Yeah.
stuff for my shelf.
So, for the shelf, I got 2 things. I got the pink cowbell with our logo on it. This is my personal one, so it's a little scratched.
Man.
But we sell these for merch at our games in hopes that the fans will buy it and use them and return them. And they have been. Yeah.
During the game?
Yes.
So it's like your kind of vuvuzela is cowbells.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And they mean a lot because, and they mean a lot to us skaters too, you know, for support, be loud, be proud. And if you hear a cowbell, you know you did something good.
That's
you know
awesome.
What I mean?
That is awesome. But the bells are synonymous with that.
Yeah.
You ring the bell when you finish your radiation courses. You ring the bell when you give a bartender a good tip. Like bells are like that thing. So that's really clever. I mean, not clever, but really neat that you would hear.
Yeah. And they're so fun. They're so fun. They're so fun.
Well, hold on. Let's do it better. Let's do better. How's that coming out on the waveform? We were banging. John and I were banging the U-cap safety buttons. Oh, I cannot wait. I will find some place to put this that will be prominently shown because I want this. Actually, go ahead and put it right there in front of the lunchbox. Right? Oh, no, don't block that name tag. But right there. I hope that gets seen. If it doesn't, I will move it.
Yeah.
But I love that. I love that a lot. And then
this is small, so we maybe need a little prop for it. This is a poker chip. I actually made these last year. Our team was, I don't know, kind of going through it, which happens. And our cheer for the High Rollers is all in. You know, we are kind of, you know, our logo is kind of like the casino poker type of thing. So I made these, and like being all in means so many things.
Right.
Being a good teammate, being supportive, doing your best on the track, and being a good teammate off the track and support of each other like a family. And
you guys still do wives? You guys still get married?
Not as much as get married, but people have their people for sure.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying you used to have the ceremony and stuff at some of the after parties. It was cute.
Yeah.
It was fun.
T-Bone proposed to me with a pink heart ring on the back of her motorcycle.
That is sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Teresa, she's so cool.
She's the best.
She's always been cool.
She still volunteers at the bouts all the time. She was there last night.
I will have to.
So I made these little poker chips with a friend who has a cricket machine, and I gave these to everyone just to remind everyone to be all in all the time.
All in.
And people, some skate with
that
in their pocket or in their bra under their jersey. And
heck yeah.
They're amazing.
I won't be able to keep it in my bra. I
Yeah.
don't wear one yet. I do. You're like, I threw in the yet. I do love that. I really do. Yes, we will find a way to prop this up.
Yeah.
Since I have your logo out here, I'll have the all in out. I might do a little something like a magnet trick or something to be able to stick it up somewhere. So that definitely.
Put a magnet.
Do you know what I'm saying? I might throw a little stick-on magnet on the back because I'm just covering the logo. But like I said, it's represented. And then I can be like, bam. And so it just says right there, it's like all in.
That'll be fun.
Oh, definitely.
Super cute.
Definitely.
I brought you some stickers and buttons and some schedule cards.
Awesome. So these stickers, good for the car?
Mm-hmm. The big ones, yeah.
My wife loves bumper stickers. I'm kind of funny. I don't really have them on my car, but she has them.
Same.
She even has Joy's backstabbits for school. The council. What is she going for? The county council or something for the school district. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Because you used to have the circle sticker, I believe, with the logo. And this being the die cut, that's so attractive.
Yeah.
I love that. Whose mouth is that?
I think it was someone. Oh gosh, someone designed our logo for us for free.
So that wasn't like
that was before my time.
Oh, that'd be so cool if it was like somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, and you have it in black and then you have it in white.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Actually, do you mind if
You can do whatever you want.
Let's see. So I got this.
And there's little ones in there too. There's a couple die cut.
I'm thinking about. maybe giving some of them to some of my patrons.
I can
Maybe
bring you
they-
more.
Maybe they give me their address and I'll choose some of them at random.
Yeah, I can bring more too.
You know
need
what?
more.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
So my patrons, patreon.com/Snackin Yakkin. If you join, I will gladly give me your address in there or whatever. I will I'll ship you out some of these because it's
Yeah.
really an attractive sticker, and also it belongs with this wonderful lady right here whose story is mad inspirational. Normally I want these episodes to be an hour. If this is running over, I don't care. I'll release it in 2 parts, or it'll just be the longest episode I've ever had, because I could talk to you forever. You're just a wonderful conversationalist. Your story is amazing. And to know you personally is a joy. And at this point a blessing, because I mean, in the time that we've not seen each other in my time away from Derby, I could have never seen you again. And I'm so glad I get to see you now.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's amazing.
My so my cancer journey is not over. Speaking of like never see you again.
I know. But you're making it count.
I am. So finished all my treatments and all the things, and had some not so great blood tests at the beginning of the year, some scans and whatnot. And so my doctor let me know that it is 100% going to come back
Okay.
somewhere else. And when it does come back, it's not going anywhere, but we'll start treatments for it.
Okay.
And she let me know that just because it comes back, I'm not going to die that day.
Not an instant death
which
sentence.
is hard to process. But she said, Traci, I have patients that start treatment and live 5, 10, sometimes 15, 20 years
Right.
on treatments. So,
well, and also it's the now that you're routinely getting checked up, you will catch it early.
Yeah.
The next round, whenever it shows up, you'll catch it early. So that's still a better chance than
and
the surprise you were given.
Yeah, and who knows? They could come out with new technology and new treatments and stuff in the future. So
MUSC's got that gamma knife, and that was very recent. I think only within the last 15 years or something that became real prevalent. And the fact that they can narrow, they can pinpoint tumors and stuff is incredible.
It's wild.
Incredible.
It's wild, but so who knows? I guess that was a shock to mentally deal with, but then I was like, okay, when can we expect it to come back? Are you able to tell that? And that's where the blow came in. She said about a year or 2, hopefully 5 is when it's going to come back. So that's where the mental health has kind of tanked.
but do everything you want to do.
Yeah.
I saw your Facebook.
Oh, so
the hikes,
well, I had been trying to process the first half of this year, still skating, even though I still there are still cancer cells in me. Right. They're just floating around trying to pick a place where they're going to have a meeting, and then just boom. You know what I mean?
Right.
So just doing a lot of, I don't know, a lot of crashing out, depression days, but also just trying to figure out what to do. And I got this book that was, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like, okay, you've received a death sentence and you're dying.
Right.
Here's how to start dying. And I know that sounds super negative. Most people would say, well, I got to start living. No. To me, I know my life is being shortened, and I'm going to start dying, which means I'm going to start doing the things I want to do at every opportunity. Because if I say I'm going to start living, that kind of gives me a false hope of extra time.
Right.
And I will possibly put things off. So, and this is probably just my head thinking.
No,
and when
I
I
mean-
say to people, I got to get busy dying, and that means I got to get busy doing the things I want to do before I can't. And
Was it Tim McGraw had that song about
oh,
his father's battle with cancer and said, "Live like you were dying"?
I remember that. Oh,
Yeah. So you talked about all the things his dad did when he got that diagnosis.
I didn't even think about that.
And then he said, went skydiving, Rocky Mountain climbing.
Yeah, I
and all
remember that song.
And then he said,
oh my goodness.
and then he said, "I hope you get the chance to live like you were dying."
I didn't even
Because
put that together.
It's not living like it's your last day on earth per se. It's like living like you're dying, because then tomorrow you didn't. So what are you going to do with that day?
Yeah.
And then tomorrow you didn't. And the day after that you didn't.
Yeah.
So it's different mentality. Saying live every day like it's your last is fine, because you're saying, if this is my last day. But no, you're saying tomorrow I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
The next day I'm going to do this. So
Yeah.
you're planning ahead day by day, or even month by month.
Yeah.
And you're just saying, I'm going to do this. So it's not like get busy living. You're just like, hey, while I have every minute I have, and like I said, I have been following your Facebook. You've been doing a lot here lately.
Yeah.
And with so many friends, with so many people in your pictures. You're not this, I'll go and do this on my own. I'll go do that on my own. You're sharing and making a lot of memories for a lot of people too. Because they're going to remember that, and they're going to remember pictures and all. So that's amazing. It's a gift to them.
It's funny. So whenever I am with people doing stuff, I'm like, okay, we got to remember to take pictures. They're like, yeah. I was like, yeah, we got to put this in my slideshow at my funeral. Okay.
Oh.
And they're just like, Doutaz. And I'm like, but you will.
You will.
It's funny. And a lot of them laugh,
You have to, you're dealing with it, right?
Yeah. And so I have been doing tons of stuff. I am so fortunate to have such a great support system, with throughout being in Derby this long, all the friends.
Oh, yeah.
All the friends.
Oh, yes.
And good relationships that have lasted forever. The OG skaters like Green Eyed Sniper, Caddy, Coco.
I saw Coco and her husband at, I think it was at MUSC recently.
Mm-hmm.
And the newest baby.
Yeah.
He is adorable. And he has
family.
personality in freaking space. I mean, you can't even imagine. This little kid has all the personality in like a small package. It's like, who knows what he's going to be. But her other two boys, they're a ton of personality too, even with their challenges and even with their, differences and everything. They're amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, but look at Leslie. Look at Coco. She's an incredible woman.
She is
incredible.
Yeah. All of them are.
And going through what she went through, and she's such a mentor and everything for having children who are born, who have to stay at the hospital, even if it's not what she had to go through with her twins. Anytime that there's parents, she will go to that hospital. She will talk to them. So I would already know she was an amazing resource for you, because she just believes in others.
She's just
incredibly. I mean, she believes anybody can be great, and anybody can be anything. I mean, she is such a good person.
Advocate for, and so
she used to hit like a fucking bus, man. That girl, she was not a chunk, but she hit like a brick wall.
She was strong. She's still strong.
There were girls come around that track, and I'd see her, and I'd be like,
whenever we went, whenever we had scrimmage practice and she was coming for me, I would just be like, like.
She was so awesome.
I'm like, there's no way I'm going to counteract that hit. I'm going to try and avoid it.
Oh, and Coco was short for sexual chocolate.
Oh, sexy Coco.
So we called her Sexy Coco, and then it just kind of became Coco, but she was awesome. She was really cool.
Yes.
I mean, she's still cool, but I'm saying, like, on the track, she was awesome.
A beast. Yes.
Yeah.
So, Coco, me, Green Eyed Sniper, Caddy Colamine, Sophia Wretched, and Goldie Headlocks.
I do know all of these ladies.
Yeah.
They were all in my
OG.
time.
They were their own little wife group, and they adopted me. Let me tell you, I felt like a superstar, because I was in the superstar club, Green Eyed Sniper. Are you kidding me? Coco, all of them. Goldie. Oh, Goldie. And, and then I have friends I think I'm cursed because when someone would join the team, I would get super close to them. And then like 3 or 4 years later, they move. I'm like, that
Yep.
happened with Aphrodite Superstar. These people you probably don't know because they were
She
later.
sounds familiar.
Oh, I loved her so much. Scarlett, she moved. So Avro moved to California. Scarlett moved to Boston.
That was Scarlett O'Scara or something like that, or
Mm,
what was her name?
oh, I can't even remember. Scarlett, I'll smashy.
Oh, okay.
I can't. Oh, God, it's just not my brain can't remember it.
That's
but-
okay. That's okay.
And
I can even take that out if you don't want to look like you don't remember people's names.
it's fine.
I'll edit it
She
out.
wouldn't care. And then Sadie, the lady that came and helped me with the wigs, she moved. I was devastated.
Yeah, you said she went to California or so. Oh, no, Hawaii. Hawaii.
And for years, ever since they left, her husband was one of our coaches too. He was amazing, Johnsky. So good. And they moved, and ever since, like me, all of us who were there at that time, just, when are you coming back? When are you coming back? Well, she came and visited last year or year before, I can't remember, to help with the wigs and to help me and just to see me because I have cancer, you know?
Right.
And so I made a promise that she's been asking me to come visit ever since she moved. And I was like, all right, I'm coming next year. Once we figure out what we're doing as far as treatment plans, blah, 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 I'm coming. And then, all year, these past few months, I've just been getting bad news after bad news after bad news. And, I told you about that book. I was processing, trying to figure out what to do and, get busy dying. And I just one day, I was like, let's just book this trip. Let's just book it now. So we booked it. And I just got back last week. I was there for 2 weeks.
You were in Hawaii
Mm-hmm.
for 2 weeks.
It was amazing. I've been places, but I haven't traveled a whole lot.
Right.
It's expensive. And it was the most beautiful place I'd ever seen in my life. It was like a different planet. It really was.
So was California the last stop before?
Oh, no,
No, I'm saying before you went to. So how long was the flight from California to Hawaii?
Oh, I didn't fly from California. I flew from Houston. So from Charleston to Houston to Hawaii.
Wow. So how long was that flight?
Oh, it was like 9 hours.
Oh, okay. That's not terrible.
Mm-mm.
Our flight from Ireland was about 8 in the air from Washington, D.C. to
Wow.
Ireland,
Mm.
to Dublin.
Yeah.
Yeah, so okay. I thought, I don't know how far away Hawaii is. I was like,
It's
how
the
far
most
is that?
remote place on the planet.
Well, yeah.
And and
Is it weird to like be out there and you don't see anything around but the other islands? Like you don't see.
I loved it because whenever I go on a trip, not necessarily leaving Charleston, but when I go out of state, like when I go to visit my family in Kentucky for holidays and whatever, and especially in Hawaii, I am so far away from my doctors and appointments and cancer in general that I can relax and
Yeah.
just not think about it. It's not that I don't think about it because it affects my everyday life, but I don't feel like I have to worry about it. Does that make sense? It's because you're so far away, and not just the cancer stuff, but from my bills and my chores around the house that I got to do and having to go to practice. I love going to practice for Derby, but a break is good every once in a while,
Sure.
And it was, and Sadie and Johnsky were just the best hosts, and just it was just so nice. It's probably the best vacation I've ever been on, and
So far.
yeah, so far.
Don't wall off to many more.
No, I have.
Take as many as you want.
Yeah, I want to go to Europe. I want to do. You're gonna laugh at this. I have to bring up Twilight again. I want to go to there's a Twilight trip you can take.
Did we do that on camera, or were we talking about that before they rolled?
Perfect.
We talked about Twilight on camera? All right, so at least we're coming back to that. Okay.
So Twilight, there's a trip you take and you go to all the filming locations and there's like, it's beautiful, okay? So Oh, I mentioned Hoa Hoa weather. So
That's right.
that's
Which
the
I would have thought
twilight.
was Hawaiian, and it's weird
No,
because
it's
you went to
like
Hawaii, but it's not Hoa Hoa.
no, it's stormy. It's like Washington state weather.
Okay,
Stormy in the
constantly.
woods, beautiful, cloudy, gorgeous. So in Twilight, there's this song. It's like I'll have to get to the song name and play it for you, but it's Hoa Hoa Hoa. Oh my god, I can't sing. But it's just like this melody that they sing with those words. So people associate that with that weather, Hoa Hoa weather.
Okay.
I'll have to play the song for you. But anyways, I know.
You're like, I'm never going to get him to watch those damn
It's
movies.
fine. It's fine. But
I promise you, I will give the first one a shot for you. I'm telling you right now.
Okay.
All right, deal.
Yeah.
I'm promising you. I will watch the first one.
They're funny.
I can't guarantee. I'll go further than that.
It's fine.
But for you, Tracy, I will watch the first one.
They're good.
And the first one is just Twilight. There's no like extra names because they were all like
Yeah, because there was
Saga or some
there's
Breaking
like
Bad,
New
Breaking
Moon,
Twilight.
Eclipse,
Okay.
Breaking
Dawn.
Dawn 1 and
Okay.
2, but the last two
Or
where-
I'm like,
I'm
all
telling
right.
you, like-
I'm about to like climb Mount Everest or something. Like, why am I being like this?
if you can stand it to get to Breaking Dawn Part 1 and Part 2, I promise you it'll be worth it because those are where they get absolutely wild.
Well, I mean, I went through the Harry
And-
Potter movies, and I thought Deathly Hallows 1 and 2 were incredible. Like that payoff was awesome. So if you're telling me it's in a similar, the payoff is as good as that, okay,
Like,
okay.
I'm a
I
big,
might be-
I'm a
I
big
might
Potterhead
invest.
too.
What do you think?
Pretty much the first one.
Yeah. All right.
There's cool. Oh, but also all of the movies have incredible soundtracks. Incredible.
Okay.
Like even if you don't even watch the movies, at least check out the soundtrack.
I do love music. I mean,
Yeah.
always.
Yeah.
But
anyways,
okay.
Hoa Hoa weather. It's great.
So you're gonna take this
Twilight trip.
Twilight trip.
So it's like through Oregon and Washington State, which that's my favorite state. If I could move there, I would. But
yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna play derby as long as I can. I always tease my coaches. I'm like, you better roster me. This could be my last game.
You know, I do like that. I do like that.
You know, work has been super flexible. I work at Shermer Insurance Group. I'm an insurance agent.
Nice.
I'm an adult.
I'm adulting.
They've been great. They've been
Well,
really
the
great.
real estate, you did insurance, the real estate, it was Keller Williams, right? It was the Keller Williams group had done the Bowling for Boobies for breast cancer awareness. Like I said, man, maybe we'll try and call Red and Major. We can get a really good thing going on for you. I
Yeah.
will do it for 100% free. I'll even give money to it. I'll pay to do it.
Well, like
But let's do,
It's-
and
yeah.
you have a GoFundMe.
I do have a
please.
GoFundMe.
I'm going to link it in the description below. We'll say it right here during the thing. I'll link it in every description for everything, all the podcasts. I mean, all the podcast servers, everything, and it'll be available on the social media and everything.
Yeah, cancer's expensive,
Yes.
and insurance in this country is a scam, and
Yes.
everything sucks. And it sucks that someone who is going through all of this medical trauma constantly and who will go through it the rest of their life also has to worry about that.
Like, can you afford to not die?
Exactly.
That's
And
it.
it's
Pisses me off. Like it pisses me off.
I could talk about this for another 2 hours. I'm not going to, but it's just it's a whole nother trauma,
Yes.
because a lot of things that people don't understand is like, oh, you have health insurance, it's going to be great. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I have health insurance. But do you know how many denial letters I have received? After I finished all of my treatments as far as radiation, chemo, surgery, they wanted to do a PET scan to see if it worked, if what was going on.
Right.
And I got a denial letter from my insurance company saying they didn't deem it as medically necessary.
And it's the same.
Is that wild?
Well, it's the same thing. Like I said, I don't talk politics.
No.
Same thing as Trump telling that cruise ship with all the COVID people to stay off the coast, because if they come here, then the numbers go up. So the thing is, the insurance doesn't want you to find out there's any more cancer because then they would cover you. So they're like, but if we don't know about it, then she's fine. It's a clean bill of health.
It's insane.
That's dickish at least.
And I have it framed because I'm
Fucking
like,
dickish.
I will remember this forever.
Absolutely.
And so, yeah.
And as morbid as the whole United Healthcare thing is with the freaking assassin and all that stuff, as morbid as that whole thing is, and to hold him up as some kind of hero, it's a sticky situation. I'm not a big condone violence kind of thing, but the whole thing is, it's the system that people are very, you don't want everybody to be murdered, of course.
But how many people has that
But you
killed?
definitely understand what they've done on their side. So this Luigi kid doing what he did, however heinous and terrible it is.
But the
message of, you're going to drive people to that. Like, you don't understand what you're doing to people's lives. You're going to drive people to do these drastic things to get your attention, when all you have to do is understand you make billions. Help somebody out with $30,000 freaking procedure. Don't, like I said, it makes my fucking blood boil.
Yeah. Did you see the sticker on my water bottle?
No, what does it say?
It's 3 bullets and it says, deny, defend, depose. It's on my Jeep. It's the only sticker I have on my car because I like you. I don't like putting stickers on my car.
Yeah,
like,
I'm not big.
I had a conversation with my mom about it. I was like, Mom, I'm not going to call him a hero, but hell yeah.
Right. I mean,
and she's like,
drawing.
Traci, that's wrong.
Yeah,
and
like
I said, Mom, how many people have died because of denial? And like, I think it kills me because I think of so I had to so that's what I'm talking about, this trauma. I get this denial letter and then I have to jump through 15 hoops and make 15 phone calls, which I don't like talking on the phone that much.
Right.
To get it approved. And it's like, it's work. It takes hours. It takes days. It can take weeks to get it approved. And it's so awful and takes so much time. But it also makes me think about the older people who just give up, who don't know they can fight it.
Yeah.
And it just kills me. It hurts my heart.
Well,
it's so fucked. Everything's
I mean, I don't know if you know this. I mean, it's a well-known fact. And please, my tongue is planted firmly in my cheek as I say this. It is a well-known fact that when you're battling cancer and you're dealing with, terminal illnesses, that stress, it really doesn't affect it at all.
Huh.
Fucking idiotic thing. Like, you don't need the extra stressors. If even that were something that were written in their damn mission statement or anything, like, hey, we don't need to stress people out further.
Yeah.
Like, just stressing you out. That's so detrimental to everything. So it's like, if you maybe paid for an ounce of prevention, like, would it be worth a pound of cure? Who knows? Because you won't fucking do it in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. Like, we were going to cut the GoFundMe off after all the treatments and all the things, but now it's just going to be forever. So we're just leaving it open because each year that deductible resets and it's 10 grand. And it's just never ending. It's never ending. Like, even my medications are just so expensive. Like, everything is so expensive.
Does it have a name, or like, what is it known by?
The medications?
No, GoFundMe. Sorry.
Oh gosh. Sniper wrote it because she's a writer. I think it's the title of it's like Pick Up the Panty for Doutaz. She made it roller derby references.
Okay,
it's really good.
Okay.
And in fact, she recently just helped me write like an update to it because I haven't updated it, which I need to do that and repost it. But yeah, I'll send it to you.
I'll tell you what, it's already going to be on the bottom of the screen right now, and then it'll be linked and everything. But as we were trying to figure out what it was called in post, I will definitely have it right here on the screen. So
Thank you.
The whole entire time we're talking about it. And I hope even if I can just bring a couple of people to help you out, I really, really hope I can, because I mean, geez, you don't think about that part of things, sadly. You think about somebody, they're fighting the good fight or this, that, or that, but then you don't think about, man, they kicked cancer's ass and now they're so deep in debt, they have to refinance their house. Like, you don't think, nobody really does think about that other side. That's what I'm saying is
Yeah.
the kid drawing attention to it is past due. We need more attention to that. I mean,
And-
we all know insurance companies are a scam, but come on, like something's got to wake that system. Somebody's got to wake that up, man.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
is the government going to step in and do anything about it? Who the hell knows?
I mean,
I don't even know who's going to because everybody votes for people like they're going to save you. Like they've got your best interest at heart in the least.
yeah.
And it's like, when are you going to realize that we're on our own here?
I don't care.
Right.
They
So
could care less.
GoFundMe, yeah, we're on our own here. We help each other out. We support each other. That's what we got to do.
And I'll tell you what, the last thing about the money situation, if you know someone with cancer or you're just a good person and want to donate to some sort of cause, make sure it is not one of the big cancer, like Susan G. Komen, for
Yeah.
example. Don't donate. I beg you, don't donate to that, because they're a billion-dollar company. They are a company.
Right.
And I applied to get help, assistance, because I applied for everything to get assistance
yeah.
from all these different things. Susan G. Komen, the most known one, well known, they give a one-time payment of $750, and you have to be a stage 4 or up. And that's it. That's nothing.
Yeah.
That's not even a doctor's appointment. And
no.
when you think about it, it's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
That's
that's
awful.
disappointing.
It's
But then
and I didn't know
they claim
that.
that they help millions and millions and millions to the tune of $700 a piece.
Yeah, it's so sad and awful. So the number one thing you can do to support someone with cancer is either give them funds directly to them, or to a local thing that someone might be putting on for someone or a group of people, or
Definitely the small personal fundraisers,
yes,
the
yes,
bowling for,
yeah,
or the,
where
but
you
don't do
know
the
it's
walk
gonna-
for a cure with the big guys.
where
Do a local,
yeah,
a local
where
walk
you
for
know
somebody.
it's gonna go.
Got you.
And and there are ways to support someone with cancer, without money, because no one has any money these days,
But surprisingly, they do.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
just depends on
But-
what they want to spend it on.
Exactly. And other ways to help, just
Because
ask
then you get
them.
some GoFundMe from somebody who called a little kid the N-word on a playground and she got $100,000 or some shit. Yeah, people got money
Wild.
for that.
Oh, of course. That is so
help,
wild.
But don't help a cancer survivor or a cancer fighter.
Yeah. And
Okay, I'm gonna build a spaceship. Let's just get out of here, Tracy.
I'm ready to go.
Let's take a rocket. I told you I raised my family on the moon.
I'm ready to go.
This world is something else, isn't it?
Yeah. And I make jokes about that too. I don't know, my poor mother.
I know. After she already lost. Were your parents together?
Oh, no, they divorced
Okay,
when I
so
was 3. I can't believe
my
they were
parents
ever
divorced
married.
when I was
Anyways.
5 or
Yeah.
5 or 6. Yeah.
Yeah. My mother
I'm
was
about
the
to say
same.
she lost her husband, and you're giving all this.
Oh, well, she was super upset. She came to the funeral and everything.
Yeah, and my
Like-
mom and dad were friends there towards the end while they're also
Yeah.
still hooking up, I guess.
No.
Yeah. They were terrible, and they couldn't leave each other alone.
Mm.
They were like, you say fire and no. They were like napalm and gasoline. They were just terrible. They should not have been together. They made me and my sister. I'm thankful,
Yeah.
but holy crap, those two people. Mm-mm.
But also maybe they were, because
No.
sometimes chaos plus chaos is the perfect mix of chaos for each other.
Definitely was the relationships I was seeking out back in the day.
Same.
So yeah, chaos. Okay, I get it. It's attractive. It's fun. But
Some people
anyways,
love the drama.
So, so your parents weren't. So, but your mom, she has to deal with all that stuff from you. That's kind of.
Yeah. With
Is she accepting your morbid sense of humor, your more morbid self?
kind of, but
Kinda.
she'll sometimes, if it's really dark, she'll be like, Tracy. Heck, I told you my main oncologist, Dr. Brady, came to the game yesterday, and she had a good time, and she was getting ready to leave. I was like, I'm so glad you came. She's like, oh, I'll probably come to another. And I was like, yeah, you never know when it's going to be my last one. And she's like, but she likes me a lot. It's funny.
Well,
So
I hope you do a shit ton of dying.
yeah,
Just knock everything out. I mean, because
we all die.
we all
It's
do.
fine.
And that's the thing is I've taken some people, I've done private service EMS as well, and I've taken some people to hospice or taken them home on home hospice.
Yeah.
And I've seen distraught family members, and I kind of said to them, I'm like, you don't think so, but you have a very rare opportunity here, and it can be considered a gift if you realize you have the opportunity to say everything you want to say before they leave. And we don't always get that.
Mm-mm.
Sometimes it's a phone call, that while they were away, or a car accident, and you knowing, and I hope it's more the 15, 20 years than the sooner, but you knowing that that's something that, mine could be in the next, 24 hours. I don't know.
This room could blow up right now.
Right.
You
have a
just,
gas
you
leak
know.
we don't even know, and then I go to
Exactly.
light up a cigarette after that. I'm joking, I don't smoke. But I'm saying that's a scary thing. People are blowing up their houses. It was
Yeah.
on the news and stuff.
Mhm.
But yeah, you never know. But you have an idea. You've been given an idea that it is coming.
Mhm.
And so you're going to do so much more than I'm going to do, because I'll just put off things to next summer. Like next summer's definitely
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not envious by any stretch, but I'm definitely rooting for you
Yeah.
to
And I'm
just
not.
do all everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. And of course I'm not. And just because I've, for the most part, accepted this, that doesn't mean I'm giving up. Whenever I start those treatments and stuff, of course I'm gonna like fight.
Hit the depression here and depression
Yeah,
there.
but it comes and goes, and there are things I've already started to do to prep for that, and it kills my mother, but I'm a collector. I love stuff and things and knickknacks. I have multiple different collections.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna not necessarily build those anymore because I'm not saying I'm never gonna buy another Harry Potter I have a whole Harry Potter guest bedroom.
Nice.
I'm not saying I'm never gonna buy another Harry Potter thing ever. But I'm gonna be more conscientious about it. I'm not gonna just
hoard all the stuff that, could bring somebody else joy if you're not going to be able to enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm just
forever.
Gonna slow down my collecting. I'm not gonna, I also collect Taz figures. I have a Twilight I'll collect a lot of different things.
Yeah.
And I'm just not gonna do that anymore.
I have a ton of Back to the Future collectibles. 2 of them are sitting on these shelves, but I have a ton at home. Ton. Everybody buys me them every holiday. I mean, I have the original soundtrack on vinyl. I mean, you name it.
I have the original Star Wars. It was my dad's. Unopened. Number 1. Or first pressing. I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan. I like it, but I don't know everything about it. But
he's a big Star Wars fan. I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm a good Star Wars fan. But
and
not
yeah,
big.
it's wild. But
he was?
No, it was like a gift when he was
wow,
younger.
What a gift.
Yeah, but
what a gift.
He never opened it, so it's in like pristine condition.
Wow.
I like vinyl. I collect a lot of vinyl.
Yeah, we have a lot of vinyl. Bad John gave me a vinyl. It's a hot pink vinyl. It Rode the Dream.
Yeah.
And I've got to listen to it. I told him I'm going to. I haven't gotten around to it yet, but I will.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have that Victrola 7-in-1. It's got the tape player in the side and the CD player in the front and the record player on the top. So every bit of music we can find.
I love physical media.
We can play in that.
I never gave up my CDs. Never gave them up.
I
Still
have
them all.
DVDs, but they were in a binder. I think they're gone now. Did we throw them? They get thrown out? One of them was in your room. I had like 2 binders full.
Don't get rid of them.
Well, we have a DVD player in the minivan. Yeah, it's in the ceiling of the the minivan, and we play them on road trips. So I'll buy the $5 bin. I'll go to Walmart and buy a bunch of them for road trips.
Yeah.
We need to break that book out, man. Because it's a lot of movies in there. A lot.
I love physical media. One day the internet's going to crash into the world. I mean, I hope so. And you're going to need that physical media. Just saying.
I mean,
it could happen.
I think it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
be a good equalizer. Because
Mhm.
right now, I don't get a lot of respect. Because, you know, I'm not hot or an influencer or something like that. But when all that's wiped out and the world goes back to even, you're going to want someone like me who can build you something, protect you, you know, then guys like me, we rise back to the top.
Yeah.
Because in the olden days, a big guy like me, they were kings. They were the
That's how you
know,
knew they
big
were eating
lion.
well, you
Yep,
know?
that was it, big guy. So you cut away all that other stuff. That'll be my time now. I don't know. Then all of a sudden, I don't have any blood pressure medication because pharmacies don't exist, and then I just die.
I could never survive a zombie apocalypse. I wear contacts all the time because I can't see worth a damn. I am so blind.
I can barely read that clock, and that thing's huge.
Same. I literally have an eye appointment next Friday because it's gotten so bad.
I took my glasses off and chucked them to him before we started, and I was putting contacts in for the first couple of episodes, and then I was like, what's the point? You know, I can see you, you know,
Yeah.
but past that, I don't see what face he's making. I couldn't read that clock. The last episode, he was like, we're down to, I said, what? And he's like, 45 seconds. I'm like, really?
Yeah. I can't see anything. Like, I would not make it. Natural selection at its finest.
Well, I want to see this magazine,
Ow.
and then we'll talk about this magazine, and then we'll get on out of here.
Yeah. So, yeah, 2022, we were starting back up roller derby, trying to find
After the pandemic?
trying to find a spot. And
because you were at something off of Cross County.
we were at ISOL, a soccer thing.
Okay.
And it worked, but it was awful. It was so small.
That's that futsal arena?
Yeah. It was teeny tiny. We could hardly get anyone in there.
That was like back in the days of Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
Like that tiny little roller skating rink. You guys started in there, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Then, you know, so we're at ISOL for a few years. The parking was terrible. There was this tow truck company right next door that were just like on alert. It was so awful. And we could hardly, the venue was small. There were no locker rooms. It was just not good. But so during the pandemic, me and a couple other friends started park skating, like where people go to skateboard. Like there's
yeah.
I loved it.
SK8.
Yeah, Skate Charleston. We went there a bit. Our favorite place was the Bridge Spot downtown.
Oh yeah,
it's like a DIY park. It's shaded. It's just awesome. And we became friends with the skateboarders who built it, and it was just, there were really good parts about the pandemic for me personally, as someone who doesn't have children. And we were skating 3, 4, 5, sometimes every day.
Wow.
We got really good. Oh my gosh, we got so good. Anyways, met a girl, Kelsey, and she was bebopping around, and I was like, hey, you're going to kill yourself. Come over here and let me teach you. So she joined our little club. She worked at the North Charleston Coliseum, the PAC exhibit halls, and where like the Stingrays play. And, you know, of course, we talked about roller derby, and a few months later, we had a venue.
You're in the Coliseum?
So
you're in the Performing Arts Center, or
we're in the exhibit
convention.
halls.
The convention.
Yeah.
Okay, that's where they hold NXT for WWE.
Yep.
I worked as event medic staff for NXT in there. So you're in that one, the one that has the little snack bar.
Yes.
And everything.
So,
okay.
So this came out right before we were trying to come out or rejoin the team. We did a photo shoot. There's a big article and quotes and whatnot, tons of pictures. It was amazing. And it was a lot of fun.
I haven't seen a physical magazine in like forever.
Oh.
Everything's online now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
that's cool.
So thanks.
Charleston women.
Yeah.
Back on a roll. And that's cool.
It was cool. It was a lot of fun.
So is it available on online as well? All right.
Yeah, I can find the link. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll link to the article.
Yeah, absolutely.
But look at that. You ladies look great.
Yeah. See that? Hold on. Don't touch the that company next to it.
Yes.
That's where I work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Look at that.
That was weird. I was like, oh.
The ad was right in the middle of your article.
So now we have this.
Oh, look at these photos.
Yeah.
That
Amazing.
is so cool.
Yeah.
And you're gracing the cover right here.
Well,
so
those photos.
to see the long hair that she was speaking of, the long braided thing, not to remind you.
No, yeah.
But
I love
that is
it.
what she was speaking of. And she says she was a chunk or whatever she said, chub.
Not there.
But I mean, you look great. You look strong.
I feel bad partly because the photos they put in the center, I had sent them I sent them the link to the Lowcountry Highrollers Facebook to get the photos. Instead, they went to my page. So I'm in most of them. I'm like, oh man. So it's the Doutaz article.
Right.
I felt so bad. But anyways, so thanks to Kelsey. She joined Derby. Her name is now Thrash Can. She is amazing.
I love the names.
She's such a sweet baby.
I love the names.
We have this incredible venue at the Coliseum or at the exhibit halls. It's huge. There's tons of space for the fans. They run the concessions, so we don't even have to worry about that. We don't have to get a liquor license or a permit, nothing. It's amazing.
All right.
Our bouts are so fun.
I will come and check one out.
Yeah.
I haven't been in a long time. Grace Rollerplank.
Yeah.
She caught up with me and texted me and was like, "You got to come see this, please."
Oh.
And I said, "Okay." And she was like, "I'm trying to help them out again." And then she broke her leg or something, or she messed herself up.
Yeah.
But she was like, "You gotta come see it." And I she also said, "You gotta come back."
You gotta.
And I knew when you met Bridget before we started filming, you said, "Hey,
Yeah. I know where to work.
convince your dad." Now, if there was any future Derby girl, it would be my daughter. She is one roughhousing. I mean,
Good.
if you asked her to run at you full blast for a hug, like just bring it in,
I would die.
she would knock you off your feet.
Yeah.
She is a wrecking ball of a
Good.
child. She's been roughhousing with him since she was born.
Good.
And now she hurts him. You know, that's how tough she got. Now he's like, okay, stop. I mean, she hurts me. She is just a bruiser of a child. And
I'm glad you're a great dad. You're raising some cool kids.
Well, yeah, I mean, I treated them like people from the get-go. They're not Fabergé eggs, and they're not, they're not, precious little, no, I treated them like people.
Yeah.
Called them out when they were being assholes, and I encouraged them when they were being great, and that was it. I mean, like, I think he just told me the other day, Boog just told me the other day that that's what I do. When he's being disrespectful to his mom or to me, I said, "Hey man, is that the kind of adult you're going to be? Like, that's weird.
Ew.
Like, I really think we treated you better than that.
That's a choice.
But if that's what you want to do, man, you want to start splintering this relationship now, knock yourself out. But I think we've been pretty damn good to you. I think we deserve more respect than that, don't you?" And he gets pissed off and huffs away, and then he comes back and he goes, "Yeah, man, I'm sorry. That was like, I was just ticked off, and I didn't mean to take it." And that's what I do. I challenge my people in my world to be the best versions of themselves. Be better than that. And be better is what he just said that to a kid at school. This jerk, they share a bathroom between the two dorms, and he keeps leaving the door locked. He locks the door when he goes in and then doesn't unlock it, so they're in their room, can't even use the bathroom. He runs into him at the freaking, at the eating hall and says, "Hey, man," he's like, "I need you to stop locking the door. Or stop leaving the door locked."
Yeah.
And he's like, "I'm sorry." He goes, "No, there's no sorry." He's like, "Do better. Be better." And I was like, holy shit, man. He sounds like me. But he did it.
But that's
he laid
good.
into that kid. He said, "I'm not going to accept your apology." He's like, "And I'm not going to yell at you. I'm just say, seriously, you know what I'm talking about. Do better. Be better." And I said, "Well, shit.
Be all in."
Put that in my bra.
Yeah. Yeah. If someone on the teams or one of my friends, I'm like, "Hey, that's not very all in of you." And
I like that. I really do. I really do. Well, I'm going to link. You have merch too? You have a merch site for local? I'll link. Everything's getting linked up, Tracy. Everything. Your GoFundMe, the High Rollers link to that magazine, everything. But I will tell you, it has been enlightening and an honor and great to catch up.
Absolutely.
Can't guarantee I'll rejoin the team, but I will be there.
Good.
And I'll promote your bouts on our social media because friends of the show, since I don't offer a show that can promote things timely,
Yeah.
these episodes take a while to come out. If you have a bout, I promote it. And I'll be at one. I'll mention that to my peeps too, to say, hey, and I'm going to be at this one if you want to come too. So hopefully I can get some people to come out, hang with me and see you guys. But I'm going to tell you that I love you, and I hope that I get to say that a lot, a few more times.
Yeah.
When I see you. So
Absolutely.
thank you for doing this.
This was so great. I appreciate you.
You were kind of like not sure about it. You were like, oh, I think I might want a second person with me, and I said, it's not that big deal. I mean, it's not like an interview. It's
this
just
was so great.
a chat.
With the chemo brain,
Mhm.
I'm always afraid. I can't remember details or whatever, but this was low key and awesome and very fun.
Thank you, Traci.
Thank you. I love you too.
Oh, and I wasn't even saying it to hear it, but now I'm so glad I did.
Yeah, you have to. You gotta tell your people.
Yep. So I'll be at the next bout, and until then, thank you so much for watching this. Sorry for the abrupt ending, but Traci and I continued talking until the memory cards filled up. I would have kept talking if I could. So I hope that you enjoyed that episode and you fell in love with Traci as much as I already do love her. And no Patreon pitch at the end of this one either. Instead, I ask you to go to the description below or go to my social media and click on the link for Traci Doutaz's GoFundMe. It's going to help her in the battle against cancer. But she also humbly asks you that if you don't want to donate to her, that's fine. But if you know somebody who's fighting the good fight or has even beaten it because the bills don't go away, donate to them, because these big companies who claim that they're helping, they're not helping as much as you think. So please give to your friends who are fighting the good fight. And thank you once again to Traci for being an amazing guest. And now click on one of these two videos over here so you can stay on my channel and watch plenty more interviews with me and some of the most interesting people I know as we do a ton of